through the slides. How many slides I got this time? Um, how many slides do I have? That's a good question. However much time you really want to shoot for, it's just up to you. But
It don't
really,
matter to
like
me,
like
bro.
12, 13 slides. Yeah.
Okay.
Usually
Yeah.
we talk for like an hour, but it's three of us. It just depends on how long it takes for us just to get our points across. We want to laugh a little bit. Just
Okay. Well, I'm down. I'm up for it all.
but yeah,
I was.
guys. Thanks for watching the podcast. We going live today. We got a special guest in the house.
Hey.
Then we got John coming on in there.
Uncle Jeremy, I see you. I see you, big baby.
What's going on, my brother? How you
What's
doing?
going on,
Doing
everybody?
good, doing good. Just
Let me
watching
share
the
this to
content.
my
I'm a
page real quick.
fan. I'm a fan myself. You know what I mean? You can be
Nah.
a fan and a friend. You know what I mean? So some
My
people
brother.
like they don't go together. You know what I mean? But
Well, yeah, we got
Yeah.
Mike and Jay. Then we got a special guest in the house. To our guy, Jeremy Ford. I don't want to say his nickname. I'm sure I'm
Hey.
about to slip and say. I know I'm gonna slip up and say.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Based on what you called me, I know where you knew me. So
exactly.
it's
But
all
I don't
good.
think that nickname is true no more. You slim it down.
Yeah, I am, man. I'm trying to. I'm trying to. That nickname is Fatback for those that don't know.
Fat
I
back.
actually got it. I actually got it in high school when I was skinny. Just kept it the whole way through.
You from Louisiana, right? Are you from Louisiana?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Born and raised,
I'm up
baby.
in the country part. Yeah. So I'm up in the country, northeastern section. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Bastrop, Monroe area.
Cool.
Yeah.
And everything we know, but everybody know you went to UCA, right? And did you graduate in
Yeah.
finance?
Yep. Graduated in finance. Met Carla, my wife there. She finance major as well.
Oh wow.
So
Nice.
yeah.
Right. That's a good
Yeah,
debate right
man.
there. Two finance people. Oh my God. Wow. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in and watching the Thinking Game. For those who watch it live, those who watch it later, thanks for tuning in. We got our special guest, Jacob Ford, aka Fatback. He gonna give us some pointers that most people don't know about the finance game. When we talk about some things, but we making content that encourages thinking, everyday working people, conversations about life. Learn about life before you get to success. That's kind of our motto. So, guys, I seen some on Facebook. On Twitter. Actually, my wife sent me this. It's pretty funny. I don't know if y'all seen this, but it was somebody that made a list of places women refuse to go to on a first date, and the list is pretty extensive. And I was wondering, like, what's left? I mean, we check out this list. I'll show you real quick. So let me go to slide number 3. I don't know. Can y'all see that? This is the post. It said,
Yeah.
Here's a list of places women absolutely refuse to go on the first date to, and thank you to the ladies who reached out to me to help me on my list. The first one is Cheesecake Factory. Second one's Applebee's. Third one's Chili's. The fourth is Chipotle. 5 is Olive Garden. 6 is the movies. 7 is Your House. 8, any fast food chain. Just by the top 8, where you gonna go? I mean, Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym, church, Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream dates. Wow. Family functions, movie night, somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, hookah bar, a bar for just drinks, Waffle House, and sports events. I don't know where do you go after this list. Where do you go? You go to Ho Ho Cafe, eat barbecue? I don't know.
It ain't much options left, like skydiving.
Yeah, it sounds like a riddle, man.
Well, I think it was perfect because my wife showed me this afternoon.
She did.
And she showed it to me. And I was sitting there. And she was like, and my wife said this. She said, that's the reason why you single right there.
Yeah.
That's why you
Yeah.
single. Like,
Yeah.
hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
Yeah.
because my wife and I, we went our first date. We went to CC's Pizza, bruh.
Yeah.
CC's Pizza,
Yeah.
and I had a coupon.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I think where my wife going on our first date? Did we go to Cold Stone or did we go to I think I took her to Cold Stone. That's usually my test. Like if I'm really serious about, I want to see if I take you somewhere that's not a restaurant. I want to see how you react to that. You know what I'm saying? Because if a girl go to, why we gotta go to Cold Stone? Well, you probably ain't gonna be a first round pick, man. That's third round pick talk. This is how you be Mr. Irrelevant. I don't think you understand this sport. This is how you be Mr. Irrelevant. You don't get drafted at all. You're like the last pick of the draft.
Yeah,
What do you think, Jay?
I think my ex, our first date was like a lunch date. In the middle of the day, it was like it was just some restaurant. It's some kind of bar and grill. So, and it was just regular,
I mean, what do you live at? I mean,
somebody.
Yeah, I mean, most places like Applebee's, Chili's, and Chipotle is actually kind of expensive. I mean, that's an expensive lunch. 2 people going there. I mean, you're looking at about $40. I mean, I don't know.
And with Uncle Jeremy's wife, she went to a buffet with him. He had a coupon, and she found her husband that's a college graduate, good father, a man of faith. You know what I mean? So he can't be really judged on that first date. Mike, you as well. Y'all went just for ice cream. He didn't spend a lot of money, but she had a husband.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? God-fearing, college-educated man. You know what I mean? You can't just judge a lot of people on the superficial.
I think what people don't realize about dealing with another person is you got to have a balanced approach. You can't just say, I want all the positive of you, but not the negative. That's like impossible. You know what I'm saying? Now you building a robot. Now it's a builder husband. When you doing that, you just want all the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
for me, you say build a husband, but I'm not the restaurant. You know what I mean? I'm not the restaurant, so I don't understand. Are you trying to know me, or are you trying to know the restaurant? Like, I'm confused.
That's true.
Like, what are we trying to do?
Are you here for me or just a good time?
Because the way I look at it is like anybody can borrow $200 and go to a special restaurant. Like that's not hard to do. Like even if you don't got it, you can go borrow it and get it. So what does that prove?
Yeah.
Like, what is that really?
Yeah.
So
so let us know in the comments what's some safe you don't want to go to on the first date. Because I'm telling you, man, whoever you talking to, I mean, you talking about going to Sonny Williams, man. I mean, a regular salary guy ain't taking you to Sonny Williams, Arthur's or something like that.
And like Jeremy said, you can go get fill out a credit out, get your little credit card with a $300 limit, and you can ball out. You know what I mean? Ball out, pay later. You know what I mean? And then what's wrong with these places? I mean, like I say, Cheesecake Factory got an extensive menu, lovely cheesecake. You know what I mean? Waffle House is a good place for a first day. You might get a dinner and a show with the Waffle House. You ain't on telling what you're gonna see in there. You can see a UFC fight. You know what I mean? A drag show. You don't know what you're gonna see at the Waffle House. You know what I mean? So,
and what girls don't realize, or women rather, when you start playing this game about your demands and what you want, what stops the dude from doing that? You know what I'm saying? I want this, and this, and this. You know what I'm saying?
It becomes transaction.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I think they'll understand that about the game. It's not a fair game, man. The game ain't fair. You know what I'm saying? So
the more is expected of you.
Yeah, and the more you ask for,
how life works.
You want the high payday, but you got to perform like on a football field, right? They won't. They don't want you to get injured. They just want you to perform, man.
And we talking about credentials and training as well. You know what I mean? You want that high pay, you got to have those credentials. You got to have something to show. So.
Yeah, and then you mess around and be like Brock Purdy, man. You look good. They say you good. When they put you in the game, though, you can't perform, man. All right.
He performed within the system, you know what I mean? But when it was all on him to produce, strictly quarterback play,
man.
So.
Boy. So I got something funny. I read this at work today, guys. Pull this up on the slide. This is pretty crazy. I don't know if anybody in here is seafood, but I ain't going this far in the sea. It says a South Korean man has died of a heart attack after choking on a live octopus dish with wriggling tentacles that was served as a local delicacy. Said the 82-year-old could not be revived after he choked on the dish known as sunnaki and suffered cardiac arrest Monday in the southern city of somewhere in Korea, the newspaper reported. So I think this is the picture of the dish on the next slide. I think I got. That man do like a live octopus, man. I'm not doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. Just imagine swallowing that thing, man. It is stuck. You just feel it going. It don't want to go down. It's almost like it clung on to his tube when you're trying to swallow. It's esophagus, I think is what they call it.
Yeah. That's what it's called. Yeah. Y'all going on these fancy vacations, eating stuff y'all don't know about. You know what I mean?
Imagine, man, I can't even imagine it. I mean, just like sometimes you eat the brim, man. I know I'm from the country. Grandma bring that brim home. You thought you got all the bones out. You actually didn't swallow that bones. Feel like you gonna die for the little few minutes, man. I can't imagine trying to eat a live octopus. You see the things blinking at you, the tentacles or whatever, the suction cups, man. It's crazy, man.
I'm good, brother. I'm good, man.
It's fried, man.
By the time you're 82, you should have known better, man.
I know, right?
I just don't understand.
Over in Korea, it's a whole nother world. People thought they want to travel, man. It's a whole nother world over there, man.
Yeah, it is, brother. I'm good on that. I don't want to fight for my food. Like, I fight to kill it. I don't want to fight while I'm eating it. I'm good on that.
What happened to just chicken, though? What I mean, just chicken, man. Why you got to go octopus? You know.
No. I like to watch people eat before I eat. You know what I mean? It's like even on hot ones, you know what I mean? When they eat some ghost pepper wings.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
If I see somebody eating something, they start sweating.
Oh my God!
I pass. You know what I mean?
And then, man, you watch them eat that, and then they're gonna pay for it. They're gonna have to pay the piper, man. It's gonna happen.
It's like now and later. You gonna pay now and later. When it go down and when it come out too. So that would be a funny show right there.
Yeah, let me know in the comments.
Put a microphone outside the bathroom. That would be a funny show.
Man, I can imagine he was like, man, why'd I eat this today, man? He probably, He probably ate this so many times. It's just that one time. And people don't realize how life is. It could just be one time. You don't get that time back, man. That's probably because you can't get it out. It's probably just stuck. It just suction to the socket. That's crazy, man. And he can't breathe right there at the top. That's crazy. All right, next slide. Yeah. I think you can help us out on this, Fatback. This is definitely realistic or cap. This is something we do kind of every show. Earn your leisure. Are these guys truthful, or is financial literacy a dream that they've been selling to people that do not have the means to get to that point? And what I mean by that is that they've been really flying across the internet. People been saying they've been scamming people because they have these classes they charge people for, hundreds to thousands of dollars to come to these, events and stuff. I guess to teach you about financial literacy, but if you're not at a point of stability, you can't get to, literacy if you're not stable. I don't know. Just
well, go ahead.
No, you got to eat first. You know what I mean? It's hard to study when you're hungry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
people are paying. They're making money off these classes, though, bro. I'm talking about money. I'm talking about. You probably heard about the Oklahoma Fatback. They was working with that guy allegedly. Tulsa Fund. They did some content with him. The guy that had the Tulsa Fund or something like that. The Jay Morrison. It seems like scammers, they always find something. It's like they'll go from the next thing to the next thing, the next thing to the next.
People are looking for their miracle, and they look at that like a lottery ticket. You know what I mean? It's false hope and false faith.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say, man, is that financial literacy is definitely realistic. But you got people out there, man, that's that like John say, trying to sell you a quick fix. So first of all, anything worth something, you're not gonna do it quickly, and it's not gonna be a quick fix. Right. So if they tell you it's going something that can be done in 3 easy steps and you can have it in 17 minutes, you should probably run from it, brother.
If 3 steps, 7 days.
If you can do it 3 steps in 6 days, I mean, everybody would do it, like, right? I mean, so
all you gotta do is give me $39.99 for this match.
Yeah. But the key is what they're saying is true, but the hard work and everything else that goes along with it, you're not going to do it in 3 days and 7 steps. So I was thinking about this, man, earlier yesterday, actually unrelated, because I'm like, if somebody said I can make it to the NFL in 3 steps for $39.99, like, who would believe it? Like, yeah, you come to my class for $39.99 in 17 minutes, you're going to be ready for the league. No, bro. Like you can't skip steps.
But what if it's true? If it's true, I can't deny this opportunity. I can't pass up this opportunity if it's true. And then you lose $39.
Well, $39 and the way I used to be mad about losing $39, but now I say, hey, for you to learn a life lesson, if it only costs you $39, go right on ahead. Spend $39.
Yeah.
I don't want you to go. What I don't want you to do is spend $390,000 to learn this life lesson.
Yeah, for real.
Or $3.9 million. That's what a lot of people are doing. They're spending everything they got chasing this thing. And so in my opinion, in my world, the only reason why that exists is because there's a market for it.
Right.
There's there's some inside the person that says, I need it quick. And so if that market would go away, they would go away. Yeah. So so the answer is it is definitely realistic. It can happen. As a matter of fact, that's what I do on a daily basis. I'm a financial professional.
Okay.
But it's some hard work. Like there is hard work involved.
It's hard work. That's the stuff they don't tell you. It's a hard work.
All the work is right here. Is right between this point and his point. That's when you change that, you're good. But you don't have to recreate the wheel. You just got to recreate your mindset that I'm not special. Like I'm not special. I have to do this according to the way that, like I say, I'm a church guy. So according to the way God set it up, you got to do it. So
amen.
Can't skip steps, man. Can't skip steps.
God gonna teach you either way. You either go try to do it the right way the first time, or God gonna show you through life to get you back lined up. It's just, hey, I had to learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying?
So it's real. They selling half truths. It's realistic and cap. So the realistic part, the literacy is realistic. Learning the skill, but the time, that 3 easy payments, 17 minutes or 17 weeks, you can do this. It's a lifetime discipline, and the things you got to apply and learn.
And I think as our community, I think they make it hard. This is something that I really, when my kids get to like that teenager stage, I really got to hone in and teach them about, because maybe it's everywhere, but it seems like there's this thing about taking advantage of somebody. It seems like it's always this weird thing of like, if it's a way for me to take advantage of people that's within the legal realm, I guess, I'm going to take advantage of it. It's the weirdest thing, because they know that you got to put in work, but they will still say that you could do it in 3 easy steps, even though they know that that's not, you know what I'm saying? I'm selling you a dream, you know what I'm saying? It's the weirdest thing. Even every level of the community, where this handyman, you know, do I trust this dude to come, or he gonna be gone by lunch? You know what I'm saying? Do I trust this dude to fix my tire, or is he gonna halfway do it, then I'm gonna be flat again? It's always some kind of weird thing, you know. And I think it's in all communities. I don't even think it's just one community. It's always people that are trying to take advantage, and you have to teach your kids that to discern that. Like, wait a minute, that don't sound right. That sound
and that's why people are so distrusting of a good deal. Or even a blessing. You come to them, it's too good to be true. And it's the people that are too skeptical to really take an opportunity. And it's the people say, well, for $39, if it is true, it'll be worth it. Right. And like Jeremy said, if you do it one time, $39, that ain't much. But if you're doing it every month, every week, it's another scheme. You know what I mean? At the end of the year, you just spend $4,000 on some frivolous where you could have had a car, a new porch, or maybe started school with that money, or bought your books or something like that.
For sure.
Or invested it in something, so.
Hey, Fatback, when you went to college, did you pick finance the first time you went to college, or did you kind of move into that?
No, to be honest with you, man. First thing is I went to school. I said I wanted to be an engineer. And I said I wanted to be an engineer just because everybody had told me I like to tinker and pull things apart and put it back together. And I love math. So they like, oh, man, you should be an engineer. Well, I didn't realize I got the UCA because I went there to play ball. Yeah. And they're like, oh, we don't have engineering. I was like, you don't have engineering? Really? What do you mean?
Yeah, they're not really engineering kind of school. They're more fun. Okay, that makes sense.
And they're like, well, you gotta, if you want to do engineering, you got to transfer to U of A. I was like, well, I'm here to play ball. Yeah. And so this is this first day on campus. And I'm like, oh, snap. Well, and I had my dad in the back of my head. He's always, man, you should probably do finance. So I told her, I was like, what about finance? She's like, okay, there you go. And so that's how I got started. But now is how the Lord works, man, is I basically do financial engineering.
For sure. Exactly.
So because the engineering that I'm doing is not, it's engineering of the mind. So changing people's paradigm and mindset, especially when it comes to money and everything else like that. So I'm heavily in the investments, but I also enjoy the psychological portion and reconstructing mindsets is what I'm after. So
me and Jay talk about this all the time. Like, do you think that we could prepare kids like maybe like 11th to 12th grade to really start thinking about like you said, you didn't know that UCA was engineering school, and they didn't tell you that either when they recruited you. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to understand, like when I go to UCA, this is the path that I'm going. Because a lot of kids don't know. They don't know the path. They just go there, like we just go there, and then they be like, well, I don't even know what I want to major in. You know what I'm saying? Like knowing the major before you get there, do you think that would have kind of make things a little bit more efficient?
Absolutely. But the thing I would say, man, is it's just started way before that. Okay. Like I'm talking about 5 or 6 years old.
I get it.
I would say talking to like your 5 or your 6 year old, and not necessarily.
What, Jess?
I think some
Wi-Fi problem. It's all good. So what you think about that, Jay? We wait on him to come back. What you think about that, Jay?
I think he was beginning to make a great point.
Okay. Yeah, Wi-Fi froze up. You back now?
Bad. There you go.
Said at 5 or 6.
But you said starting at 5 and 6.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think you should start around 5 or 6. So the reason being is because you are forming who you are and you're forming an identity at that point already. So by 7 years old, you should be knowing what you should be working toward. Now, I'm not one of those people. I don't think you should know that you're going to be a lawyer or a doctor.
Right, I understand that.
Or you're gonna, you shouldn't be focused on that. But I think that there are what my buddy calls it. He calls it a 5-finger glove. I believe that there is your values, who you are as a person, it's known by that point. Okay. And so you can express it no matter what field you go into. So now I walk through this. It's 6 things that I walk through people with to identify, like, who are you and what are you put here on this earth to do, regardless of what you're doing at work. Like, you already are doing it. So whether I'm taking out the trash, brushing my teeth, or I'm at work, I'm doing this.
Right.
And so I think that would help people tremendously. Because what is it, like 75% of people who go get a major, they don't do anything that their major is actually pertaining to.
Yeah.
So that was me for a long time. Like I wasn't in finance for 10 years. I was doing something else other than finance. Yeah. But so that's why I don't like to focus necessarily on the job, but more on who are you,
the skills
and what is that can be expressed. Yeah, that can be expressed no matter what field you get dropped into.
Yeah. So what do you think about that, Jay?
Yeah, I think it's something we've hit on earlier, talking about establishing your own strengths and weaknesses, knowing yourself really good, kind of set you on that course of what you kind of want to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Analyzing your own skills.
Yeah.
And like you say, like Jeremy said, he can take that in any field. These are your natural abilities or skills set. You know what I mean?
Right.
Your major in college or high school should be something to sharpen or hone those skills or those abilities or natural talents or whatever you call them. You know, so if you started on that path, maybe you have mentors like you spoke about, Mike, that can kind of guide you to that. You know what I mean? And they can see those inner gifts in you. Like, it's our responsibility as parents to see those skills develop in our child, what they naturally lean towards.
Yeah.
So the mentoring and role model starts at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You show them what you do, but you let them be themselves also.
Because I was telling wife a lot of times, kids in the inner city, especially like in the inner city, like in the straight drop, we was talking about the last podcast. A lot of them being still to read or to be still, to just sit down and think. They don't really get a chance to do that because they're always moving. You're always running around. You rolling with the homies, or you doing this and doing that, playing basketball. But you never really sit down and just think or do some research or just read for a little bit. I know I was always moving around, you know what I'm saying, when I was younger too. So I understand the plight, like just getting them to be still and think for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing, you know, try to get them to understand. Sometimes you got to just sit down and be still and just read or do some research. Use the internet for a real reason, not just, you know, just be looking at, you know, what's it called? World Star Media.
You know, and I agree with that. But I think the busyness, even when you don't have a job as the child, comes from the parent, right? When you're struggling, you do what you got to do. And that's a lot of running, and it's hectic. As a parent, your kids kind of see that, and they have the same mindset. They got to play, they got to do this, and they always got to be doing something. You don't have quiet time as an adult. You're always working. You're working double shifts, trying to doing that struggle of like or surviving and not living, and that causes your kid to be a little bit more frank.
Yeah,
because
and we got to come into this, mom. I love you too, mama. She said, what about the kids that don't have parents to try to guide them? I've been around homeboys like that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you lose your parents. Like I did. I lost my dad early. And sometimes it's the community. Sometimes, you know, some kids are blessed to be in a good community to where, you know, the community can kind of keep them out of trouble, or it just depends on where you at. That's why we tell kids, you know, you want to be married, stable, and have kids instead of having kids, get married, and then try to get to stability. It's kind of, you don't want to be backwards intuitive, you know what I'm saying? So, because
I agree wholeheartedly with that, my friend.
And
go ahead.
Because it's really hard. You really playing with percentages you got to go against. It's really hard, you know what I'm saying? And there are some kids that don't have parents. They're hungry for the information, but they just don't have it to draw from, you know what I'm saying? And we both know neighborhoods like this. It's not the projects, but it's the hood. Like the hood is houses. But when the kids come outside, they don't have doctors or mentors to, you know, go talk to. It's what's available in front of them. And that's why I really stress to the youth, please get married, have a relationship stability first, so you can be in a nice area, you know, that you can be in, to raise your kids in,
Yeah, I mean, like 2 heads are better than one. It takes 2 to make a kid. It's gonna take 2 to take care of a kid. However you do your math, that's it. And you was like talking about your mom said, what about the kids that don't have that structure? That's what we're trying to do. Trying to be mentors and doing it online. Uncle Jeremy sharing just a little word with them every day. Something positive they can look at. And we've all worked at a boys club and volunteered, and that kind of aspect. But it's like it starts with us as an adult to see those kids without leadership, or you got to be a community like we used to be, I guess.
Right. Because I think what's happening is it's hard. Jay? Go ahead.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. I was actually thinking about this because I was about to go find a picture, because last week I took a photo. My grandfather came up to surprise me. We met in Conway to drop my kids off, and I shot back to Tulsa, and they went on down to Louisiana. So Conway is like the halfway point for us. Yeah. So my grandfather came up with my father and my mom.
Nice.
So I heard he was coming, so I put all my fishing poles, because we fish. And so I put my fishing poles in the car with my kids and stuff. Yeah. So I've had this dream for the last few months where I wanted to take a picture with my grandfather, my dad, myself, and my son, all standing there with a fishing pole. Yeah. And so like 4 generations. So what I looked at that picture, and I got home and I showed my wife, and she was like, man, I love it, and this and that. And I told her my dad used to grind. My dad was one of the best men I know him. He's one of the best men ever. Yeah. But he worked like a dog. I mean, nonstop. But he never missed a game. He never missed anything. But he was working like a dog. Yeah. But I never knew my dad was gone because my grandfather was there. Yeah. Like my grandfather filled in that gap when my dad was off working, trying to do better for us.
You had the village. So yes, sir.
I say that to say that I believe that God always has somebody. It might not be the person you want or the person you even think it is, but I've had coaches, I've had people, teachers, I've had communities, I've had all these different people around me that for seasons and pockets of time that have helped and fathered and guided and pushed forward and steered in the right direction. So I'm reading this book called Bridges Out of Poverty, and they say that there's only 4 ways that people change, and I believe it to be true. I can't think of any others. The first way they say is you got to have some unbelievable talent, like you 6'8", 260 pounds, and you can jump out the gym. You know what I mean? You LeBron James. Or you're Albert Einstein. Einstein. You got some unbelievable talent that's going to pull you out. All right. Everybody around can recognize it. Okay. Right. There's like one in a million that's like that. But then you got somebody else who is either going to be a mentor or an apprenticeship. They're going to be the ones that's going to see you and help steer and show you the way that this is possible. The other way is you got to be in so much pain. Your life has to suck so bad that you like that it's just tragic. You know what? It's death over here. I might as well try it over there. It ain't got nothing to lose. Or the last way is you got a vision and a dream that's just birthed, that's inside you, that just pushes you toward. I think you need all 4 in life. I think you really need all 4. But one of them starts it. And so in order to bring change in your life, you're going to need one of those to get started, but you need all 4 to complete it, in my opinion. So that's kind of how I feel. You can't make it without a mentor. Like you can't do it. It's not possible.
I tell everyone it took one summer of Mike working in the heat on my mom's house with my cousin. He has been in school ever since.
Pain.
See, my grandma from Sweet Home is like a little country town, right? So, family members they do handiwork. They're not like contractors, but they do handiwork. And they'll come get you. That's like, hey man, come help me do sheetrock. Man, I ain't never did sheetrock, man. Come help me do sheetrock. It's like you don't even have a choice. And I told my mom, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I ain't gonna be doing this. I can tell you that. And she started laughing, but yeah, she always reminded me that. It's so funny.
See, one led to two. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That tragedy, that pain, I guess the pain.
It's almost like a good scare straight.
He had a dream right there.
Yeah. It's almost like a good scare straight. Without going to jail, you do work with a contractor. It scare you straight. All right, I got something funny for y'all. I seen this too on the New York Post, man. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. This is crazy. A dying man saved by second ever pig heart transplant is alive 1 month later. He said, I'll work it out. Said Lawrence Faucett, he was 58 years old. Wow, that's not that old. Was dying from heart failure and ineligible for a traditional heart transplant because of other health problems when doctors at the University of Maryland School of Medicine offered the highly experimental surgery. And the question is, would you take a pig heart surgery, a pig heart transplant, if that's all you could do to live? If that's all they had, say, we can't give you a real heart, but we can give you a pig heart.
I'll pray about it. If the guy say it's okay, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take that pig heart. I mean, I eat bacon all the time.
Yeah, that's tough, man. It
ain't even really that tough. Yeah. If you want to live or you want to die, it ain't a tough decision.
Hey, it is. Yeah. Give it. It
sounds good.
I'll take it.
You take it. Oh man, that's a tough one, man. I don't know, man.
I might feel weird about eating a ham sandwich after, you know what I mean? Because that's like eating a ham, you know what I mean?
Yeah, heart get to beat a little faster when you pull out the ham sandwich.
Heart to heart on this ham sandwich, but
you orking at night when you sleep instead of snoring. You. Oh man. So here's another thing that's flying across the news, man. Tell me what you think, guys. Say DJ Envy could possibly lose everything by allegedly being associated with the real estate scam. So his alleged partner, Caesar Pena, has been arrested. And I have for the youth, no matter what age you are, you have to be careful of who you associate with, because you have to be sure what is going on in all times, or don't do it at all. So what you guys think about that?
I take the Kool-Aid thing about association sometimes. Even if you're married to somebody and you got a clean business, but your wife's selling drugs or whatever, and like I say, DJ Envy got a lot of legit money.
Yeah.
But when you mix that dirty money in with that clean money, it get mixed up. It's like unmixing Kool-Aid. Once that red Kool-Aid powder get in that Kool-Aid, ain't no taking it out. And we can't determine which money is good, it's which money is bad. It's all together right now. So they're gonna seize all your stuff, the good and the bad, because you can't unmix the Kool-Aid.
What you think, Jeremy? Before I say something, what you think? What you think, Jeremy?
No, man, I feel you, John, because I matter of fact, I said this over the pulpit one time. I said, what if you got 100% Kobe beef, and I'm about to make you a burger? I'm talking about, this is a New York steakhouse, like $300 burger.
Yeah.
You got 99% Kobe, straight from Japan. This junk is off the chain.
Straight out the farm. It's ready. Marbled and everything.
Legit. The top chef is about to prepare it and cook it for you. But I got 1% poop mixed in with that burger. I'm going to serve it to you. What do you want?
Right.
Like, that's what it is. Like you say, DJ Envy, he's got legit money, but you just tainted yourself because only 1%. But if we think about it, we think, oh man, he all right. But some a little shaky, but majority of it, he's all right. Majority of it's good. Okay, cool. But if I wouldn't eat 1% poop in my burger, why would I put 1% in my friendship, in my marriage? Why would I put 1% in something else? Like it's not acceptable.
Right.
So that's where I think you just have to be just as vigilant about the way you got your bread as to keep your bread.
And then
it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. The chance to get a little bit more, you jeopardized everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like piggybacking off what both of y'all said, sometimes ignoring the poop. Some people know it's poop. Like I think he was on an interview one time and he said he learned real estate in jail. It's like how this dude Caesar told him that. Like, how do you learn real estate in jail? Was you playing Monopoly or something? Like you're not going to get real estate in jail. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Even when you meet people in real life, like when you deal with people, you have to vet people. Like, who am I with? You know, who am I dealing with? Because we all seen it. You deal with a person, you don't know this dude got beef or something because you don't know the dude. You messing around, be riding the car with him, and then you get hit because you didn't know dude was hot. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with a girl. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say because you said vet the people. I don't even vet you. I ain't even tripping on you. But I want to vet your fruit. Like, I want to vet your fruit. Like, I'm gonna like everybody. It don't matter. I like everybody. Like, you can smooth me, but I need to examine your fruit. So if you telling me you running a legit top tier deal from prison, I got to question what we done, man. Like, I don't know.
That's a different kind of school. Prison is different kind of school.
Yeah.
Because I was watching the Joe Budden podcast. He said he called Joe Budden, right? Joe Budden said, "Nah, man, it sounded like a Ponzi scheme to me, man." And Envy tried to play him like, "Nah." I called Joe Budden. I told him he need to invest a little money. He said, "Nah, they don't sound like a real estate investor. They sound like a Ponzi scheme." He said this years ago, though. He didn't say it lately. He told him that years ago.
Yeah, and, if something looks like something, like you're gonna learn something in college, and you're gonna learn something in prison. You learn from the best of the best crooks sometimes in prison. And you're gonna get out and you're gonna do it right. You're gonna put all the information together like Voltron, and you're gonna be the perfect criminal. But it always kind of falls in the
And Jeremy's the financial guy, right? Some of these stories, you see these dudes. A dude said he gave him over $60,000 in cash. It was something crazy. Like he said, "Bring me cash." And he brought him, like, if you got that much cash to bring somebody, why are you dealing with it? You can invest yourself. I mean, you can figure it out, you know what I'm saying? But, and then he said, I can give you a 15% return. Even you being a financial guy, that's like, that don't even sound right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, is there 15% that's available? Absolutely, you can get 15%. But why can't I write you a check? So if I can't, people come to my office all the time. I move money every day, all day. 100,000, million. I move money all the time, but it's never cash. Like you can't walk in and hand me cash. So it's if you can't,
somebody hand you 100,000 cash. That's crazy.
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Insane, I mean,
in 20.
They said people was giving them that. They said people was giving Caesar. They was bringing them that kind of cash, giving him cash. And it's like, and see, that's the thing we was talking about. People take advantage of people. Like he probably thought that because they was giving him cash, he probably wasn't gonna get, it wasn't gonna be no problem. I don't know, man. What's in the mindset of a dude? It's just what people be thinking, man. You know what I'm saying?
See, I'll be honest with you. I think we give the crook way too much. Just like I think we give the devil way too much, man. It's already in us. Adam bit the apple. Adam bit the apple because it was already there. Like it was already in him. Like he walked by. He wasn't bold enough to try it, but when the opportunity presented itself, he bit it because it was already there. So like I don't know the way. Like I say, I'm a fisherman, man. Yeah. So if you got stank bait, if I'm going after catfish, if I got chicken liver that's old and molded and stanky,
oh yeah.
And it goes to what you said on the first slide.
Yeah.
That list that lady talking about, that was the best thing she could have ever done. Because I'm like, that just told me you disqualified.
Exactly.
Like you threw out, you threw out stank bait, which clearly let me know you a bottom feeder.
Exactly.
Like you feeding off the bottom. Now I don't think I'm high and mighty, but I'm like, I'm not eating on the bottom. So that
that's
don't
the thing,
even
right?
bother me.
With society, they'll say you high-minded for the facts, right? Like, that's
hey, it is what it is. I just embrace it now. Okay.
But
however you feel.
It goes back to the thing I like you said about the fruit. If you're a nice person and you are, you all genuine, why your fruit don't show that? You know what I mean? You ain't got nothing to show for nothing you doing. But then they look at you, look, hey, your kid's healthy. You got a nice wife. You got a good career. You know what I mean? It's all showing. Everybody got something good about you. You know what I mean? So it's not just superficial. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why you have to know your fruit, because sometimes people can't accept when you got good fruit, because like, I don't want got good fruit. I ain't got good fruit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and it goes
to
what
you
you're talking about.
People, and you don't have real
substance. And it goes to what you're talking about though, because what I would say is now we got to define what's good fruit.
That's true. Yes.
Because people think that's how they fall, because they have fallen and said that, oh, if dude got a 750 Li, then he riding a big body. Oh, he must be doing something.
Boy.
Or he live in that neighborhood.
On the
doing something.
Boy, he's stunning on the ground, baby. He gotta be doing
if he
good.
doing this, he doing. Oh man, you see who he got on his arm? Man, he killing it.
Man, you see that CapCut? You see that CapCut editing on his phone, man? You see that?
And then he could be in the house, contemplating suicide every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, that's kind of what happens a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
what they do in college? You see him studying in college. He got that refund check. We said college. He studying in college. He got that refund check.
Yeah, man.
Oh, they having parties. It's refund check. That's what the parties was. And then when the start slowing down,
6 months after you graduate, or 6 months after you stop, bro, you got to pay the piper. Pay the piper, baby. Here it is.
Pay the piper. Yes, sir.
So that's why. Nah, man. That's not only do we have to judge the fruit, we got to know what fruit is. Like, what is the fruit that we supposed to be judging?
Yep.
So if
it looks shiny on the outside, but it's rotten in the middle. But they look like good fruit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You take that bite into it. You know what I mean? So,
got full of worms, bro.
I went to this other website. We try to expose kids to these different careers that they may not know about. And want you to tell me what you think about this. It's so crazy. I did this and not knowing you was gonna come over here this evening, but I was doing this at work. It said pros and cons of different career fields. A mortgage loan officer. And it says the pros. It says low barrier to entry, advanced potential, retirement pension, work. Oh no, that's the wrong. I got from the firefighter stuff on there. It didn't update. Huh. No, I got the cons, but the cons is industry is fluctuating. So pretty much like with the rates and stuff like that in the stock market. Lead generation. Sometimes you got to generate your own leads, and exposure to like different things as far as like dealing with like you have to deal with different people and stuff like that. But I think kids don't be knowing about different fields in the financial realm, whether it's accounting or mortgage loan officer. And what you think? You think some fields that most people don't know about? That's in that field that you're in.
No, absolutely, man. So my first job, straight out of school, was with Arvest.
Okay.
And so I was blessed to be able to go all over the bank, man. I was able to do front of the house, back of the house.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, like you say, even with the bank, you just see the front of the house. You don't know there's a back side of the house. You don't know there's a compliance and audit. You don't know they need lawyers. They need everything working in this little bank. So there's so many jobs. So even when it comes to a loan officer, you have your commercial loan, you have your small business loan, and there's different laws that applies to each one. So based on your personality, if you have the ability to sell, absolutely, man, it's a fantastic job. People need mortgages. So when you say exposure to the market, like right now, it's kind of rough for them. But cool thing is somebody's house burned down today and they going to get another mortgage. Like, it is what it is. You got to. So Yeah, it's a fantastic field, man. But my experience was when I started working for the bank, I didn't realize how many different departments there were.
Parts. Yep.
Inside this one, you just see this little Arvest branch, but man, there are tons of people that work on the backside that you never see.
So you hear that? You hear that, kids? Yeah, you don't have to stay at Walmart for 10 years. You could do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you start off as a teller, that'll expose, like I say about healthcare all the time. Even if you start off as a teller, you can be exposed to these different careers, and one of them might be your niche.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, don't get scared and intimidated because they make it seem. They make it sound like the barriers to get in, and you got to know this and you got to know that and all this other kind of stuff. Yeah, that stuff's true, but don't be afraid to put your hat in the ring, because a lot of people learn. A lot of people disqualify themselves.
Exactly.
I think some people struggle. I may have struggled with it when I was younger. You grow up in the hood, you got to give up what you learned in the hood to learn some new stuff. You just got to give it up, man. Sometimes it's hard for people to give up because that's their identity. Like, this is where I'm from. I don't want to give that up. Guess what? Do you want to keep moving up, or do you just want to go lateral and just stay right there? You know what I'm saying? I know, just like with football, do you want to go to the next level? You're going to do next level stuff. If not, you're going to stay right there on the baseline. You know what I'm saying? Doing baseline stuff.
And, I was gonna say, because you say people give up to what they learn in the hood. It ain't just the hood. I ain't grew up in the hood, but I grew up in the country. I had to learn. I had to forget that too, bro. Like you had to forget it. You had to change. Because that's just a perception.
Right.
Exactly. That's the way we perceive things, but that's not truth.
So what you think, Jay?
When you change that vantage point, you see things different. You know what I mean? But unless you take this step, you won't never see it. You keep seeing it, from an ant's perspective and not an elephant or a giraffe. So
that part.
Yeah. That part. So before we go into the pick one, I want to ask you this. What do you think was the biggest transition that you had to learn, like being from Louisiana, then going to UCA? Like you had to kind of I got to adapt, like the transition. Because I know when I started going to school, everything is spaced out. Like when you in high school or something, your classes are so close, everything around the corner. You go to college, man, your classes may be the opposite sides of campus, you know what I'm saying? And you got to walk it, or you go drive it and park, and you still have to walk a distance, though. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, you know what? The biggest adjustment was in the first 3 days before school even started.
Yeah.
Before school started, because we showed up for summer camp. It was August the 4th, 2004. I'll never forget that day, bro. I showed up. I had this back in the day when it was in style. I had a FUBU number 5 jersey on. I remember, man. But the thing for me that I had to adjust was I'm from the country.
Yeah.
So I went to bed. When it got dark, I went straight to sleep. I ain't know. Yeah. I woke up and folks running up down the hall. They playing the game. Dudes talking loud. I'm like, bro, we got practice at 6 a.m. Like, what are y'all doing? I'm used to 8 hours of sleep, peaceful sleep, quiet.
Boy.
So I had to adjust that. Oh man, people live different than I'm used to. So I go out in the hall. I'm yelling like, "What y'all doing? Go to bed!" Didn't y'all hear Coach? Like he just said, we got to be up at 6 a.m. Boy. So anyway,
ain't no worse than being tired dealing with Briscoe, huh?
bruh, man, I needed 8 strong hours, but I had to adjust. It took me 2 or 3 days, man, to adjust to understand that people live different. Like I was used to going to bed and getting 8 hours. That's not everybody else's style, man. So I had to learn to do me. Like this is what I need. I need 8 hours. I know I ain't gonna make it fooling around with Briscoe on 4 hours of sleep. I can't do it.
Yeah.
But my boy down the hall, he can do 4 hours.
Yeah.
Knock your socks off, bro. But let me do me. And so I would say that's the biggest thing I had to learn when it came to school was, if I need X amount of study time, then that's what I need. That ain't what my boys need.
Right.
I gotta know me and do me, and let them do them. Exactly. And so that's the biggest adjustment. It was understanding that, dude, I'm in this thing to finish. I don't know about y'all, but this is what I need to finish and do that.
What about you, Jay? When you went out of high school, working straight at the hospital, what's the big adjustment? You go from kids to grown folks.
Kids to grown folks. You know, being yourself in an environment where everybody is different. You know what I mean? Where you can change your personality to go with the flow, or try to be like everybody else and finding your comfort zone and finding your individuality and staying in there. That's really easier said than done. People still struggle with that as an adult. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're getting late 30, 40 years old, still trying to get the newest hairstyle or the newest clothes, following these things. I gotta get this car because that tells people I made it. Well, you know, you make $75,000 a year, but you don't have to, buy a $75,000 car. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that to show people that you're shining. And it's good that you learned that, even in college when you first stepped out of the real world. Now, for me, stepping it out in the real world, in the professional, like this, I'm just trying to get a little extra money. These people trying to live. You know what I mean? That's their job. And they ain't playing no games. There's no joke.
For real.
They can get real and serious. Like, you're dating grown women now. You know what I mean? You're not like dating, you know what I mean? Just girls that you went to high school with, you know what I mean? And people get married. It just it was just really so serious. You know what I mean? Go on these 8 hours. You know what I mean? I get a new job. You know what I mean? But that's somebody else's career. You know what I mean? And they take it really serious. I remember it being more serious. Everything was that.
Man. Yeah, I know for me.
I was just a little bit tardy today, you know what I mean? That's a verbal warning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know for me, man. Like I said, I worked in high school anyway, worked through high school, even when I was adult. But I think for me, like say, when you're not a kid anymore, you're dealing with adults, but you're still like 17, 18 on that level, like dealing with life. And when I got older and I read the Bible for myself, I was wondering, why didn't I read the Bible for myself when I was younger? Everything that you go through in life is in that book, whether people want to believe it or not. It's in there.
It is,
you just gotta find it. You just gotta read it. You know what I'm saying? And man, when I read it, I was like, man, I remember going through this. I remember going through this. When I read like Ecclesiastes, I remember going through that. I understand its wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And just man, not have understanding when you was young, you didn't have the wisdom you thought you did, but you really didn't. It's really like God's grace. You survive it. You realize how much God's grace over your life. You're so ignorant. I know.
Realizing understanding is like totally different. Like so, it's like we used to read the Bible a lot. So it's certain stuff I knew, but I didn't understand. And that's I can tell you the story. You know what I mean? I can mimic you the story word for word that I learned, but I didn't understand the lesson that was in a lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
But see, here's the tricky part, though.
Realization came with maturity.
But see, here's the tricky part, though. Sometimes, if you don't understand it, but you still don't do it, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, if my mom told me, don't wait till you married to have sex. Like, I may not understand fully what she's saying, but I still don't need to do it. That's the hard part kids struggle with. Like, because I don't understand, I still want to do it, even though you know what they're telling you, but you just don't want to do it, though. You know what I'm saying? You struggle with that. Like,
they got to explain to me why it's bad, and they got to tell me I had a full understanding before I can do something.
Right.
That's like in marriage at your job. Like, I don't care about the bigger picture. I don't want to do this, so I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? Blah, 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 and you don't really learn. But that's the beauty of God, I think. We would all like God to control us and give us the best life, and we don't make any mistakes. But God gives us that control. Hey, we can go off and do this. We can go off and sin, and we can actually find we like sin. Oh, I like this sin really good, but that's my personality. I really like this sin. The devil pays real good on the front end, But on the back end, when you spend an eternity somewhere you don't want to be, it's gonna be totally different. So, but God let you be yourself with the sin and all that. He gives you a chance to repent and forgive yourself. But it's all a choice. You got to choose God.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. I told the youth of my church, like when you read the Prodigal Son, the story sounds so great, but when you put it in real life terms, just because you go out there and come back, you won't be the same as you left, though. You won't be. It's just, it ain't the same. Once you open the pickle jar up, you hear that pop. It ain't, we can't go back to reselling the pickle jar. It's open already. You know.
Hey, 6 months in prison can change your life forever.
Boy, for real. Real talk.
Well, you know, it's like, see, the cool thing is, even though, like you were saying, God forgives us.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But we still have to deal with the consequences.
Yes.
So,
sometimes.
Yeah. So, I mean, you were talking about sexual stuff. So sometimes there's some stuff that ain't curable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you forgiven. He loves you. You're going to heaven. But you still got to deal with that, bro. Like, it just is what it is. So, so that's the problem. There's a difference between forgiveness and not having to deal with the consequence of sin. There's just a big difference, man. So,
it's not a total pardon, you know what I mean? You might have got out early, but you had to do that time. Early release is better than no release.
So guys, let me know what you think about this, guys. Pick one. Is that your mic, Jay?
What you doing?
Like a buzzing noise. Okay.
You still here?
Yeah, no, it's off now. Yeah, pick one. Money or expert knowledge? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. That's like teaching a man to fish. You know what I mean? Feeding the man.
Jay, is that your mic doing this? Like a little flickering noise.
It probably is.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, money or expert knowledge? Which one you think, Jeremy? While Jay getting this mic figured out.
Oh, it sounded like he was going down the same path I would, man.
Yeah.
Give me the knowledge all day long. Because the knowledge will turn into understanding, how y'all were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
and eventually that understanding will turn into wisdom.
Yeah.
And the wisdom is, so to me, man, I heard somebody say this once. They say, if you want to increase your paycheck, solve bigger problems.
Yep.
So your paycheck is only increased, and the amount of money you command is increased by the ability to solve more complex problems. So the more complex a problem you can solve, the bigger your paycheck's going to be. So with that being said, the way I see it, man, you got knowledge, which a lot of us, you can Google and get it off the internet. So you just finance stuff that they're talking about, you can Google it and get it on. All of it's on the internet.
For sure. Yep.
Well, I should say all of it's on the internet. And you can Google it, but you don't know how to use it. Right. So then you got to go through a process to gain understanding. And then when you gain understanding, that just gives you the simple knowledge of how to apply it to simple problems.
For sure.
But wisdom, when you get wisdom, then you can apply it to the complex problems of life.
Yes.
And then at that point, you can command whatever you want to command when it comes to money. So that money is not going to do you any good, man, if you don't have knowledge, understanding, or wisdom, because it's going to be gone.
So, YouTube, grown man stuff. Salute, brothers. Appreciate that. Camp Crystal, Lakes Counselor. That's what's up, man. Yeah, he be giving us comments on the. What you think, Jay? I know you got your mic right. What you think?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
You know, I almost want to play devil's advocate, you know, because ignorance is bliss. You know, a lot of people say, and if you can give me like unlimited money and I can just solve all my little problems with that. But a fool and his money are soon depart, right?
Yeah.
So you can go, and unless it's some magic genie, you can run out of money being foolish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But you, with expert knowledge granted to you, you can always make money. Or you can always, you have the skills to give yourself the resources. Like if you get expert knowledge, you hungry, you make something easy. You solve the problem at hand. You know what I mean? Money is just a kind of superficial thing, and it's like kind of like I was saying earlier. You give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach him to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And give me money right now, can help me, and I can do a lot of stuff with it. But I will never have to ask or go back to that magic fountain to get money.
Yeah.
Because I got that knowledge that nobody can take it away. Well, unless if I have a stroke or something like that. But you gotta go. It's kind of a no-brainer in this situation, even playing devil's advocate, to go for that expert knowledge. You know what I mean? Because you can learn how to stretch $1,000, you know what I mean, for a year with that knowledge to do so. So, you know what I mean? You can do more with less. You can do even more with more with the expert knowledge. But I got to go with the expert knowledge. You know what I mean? The master of all trades, martial arts, you can't even protect your money if you got just money, So.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing, right? We can talk about that for a minute, but the reason why I learned expert knowledge was working in IT, right? I used to always see different levels of working like in the small companies. You see like the CEO, you see like CTO and all these positions. And you're like, why are they making six figures? And people don't realize the more that you know, the more you move up. You're not doing physical work. It's all mental work. That's what they're paying you for. Like Fatback say, to solve the problems and stuff like that. And then learning the knowledge of how to be financially stable or how to give up stuff to get the stability, right? Like instead of going out to eat, having the discipline to cook every day. Like, I don't know, like the generation, I know I kind of lost that kind of discipline where you can cook 2 weeks out the month, at least, 2 or 3 weeks. And then, take your family out on the weekend. But now, everybody want DoorDash. Everybody want to, use this stuff, Uber Eats and all that stuff. It kind of make people not want to do that. But because I think I took my wife to the grocery store.
It's very normal to have a $400 like fast food fund. Like when you look at your bank statement, it's like you spend $400 like fast food and eating out. And that's very normal.
Man, that's crazy.
It's crazy. It is, man. We've gotten so busy and we've gotten so convenient hungry that everything it needs to surround around our convenience. That's what drives us. And so as long as our convenience is the point in case, I think we'll always be broke. You could have $1 million in the bank, but you'll be broke. It doesn't matter as far as the
that's what I wanted to ask you too. Talking about money, expert knowledge.
It's like having a jug with the leak in it. You know what I mean? It just that's your money. It's always leaking away, and that's what they're selling. People ask like, what people are selling? They're selling convenience right now. They'll sell you like a $2 burger. The bun costs $1, the meat costs $1, and the toppings cost $1. But they'll sell it to you for $15 to $25 for your convenience. You go to the movies, you get 10 cents worth of popcorn, but you pay $15 for that popcorn because you're paying for convenience. People aren't selling anything anymore. The same stuff has been around, but they're selling it. They're selling convenience.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say on that. When you say selling convenience, I agree with you. But you know what else I think they're doing? They're getting us to trade our money and time for an assessment of value, where we think that if I can go to the movies and buy popcorn, I'm doing something. Right. Like if I can pay for DoorDash, I'm doing. It's just $1. Yeah. It's just $20. It's just that. So I talk to my girls. Like I got 2 older girls, 24 and 22, and I'll talk to them, and I would ask them. I was like, "How much did it even cost?" I don't know. They don't look at prices. They don't know. Like they have no idea. They just I see that, I want that, I'm going to get that. Right. I was like, okay. Like that, you have no plan. You have no understanding of value. Like there's a certain amount of value that comes along. Like there's a financial term where it talks about present value, future value, all these different things. Where we look at it right now as that's just oh, that's just $5. No, bro.
Yeah.
That's really $65,000 in 30 years, but you don't understand that's just $5. You gave up no different than we were talking about Esau, who traded his birthright for a bowl of soup. No, bro, you don't understand what you just gave up. Like, you don't understand. Like, it would have been Abraham, Isaac, and Esau, but no, it's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But you don't understand what you just gave up because of lack of perception of value is where many of us are at, man. We don't understand how
we've seen it over time.
Things.
And we've seen it over time, right?
Today's price.
Yeah, you've seen it over time. People win Powerball or something like that, and you get that much money, and you don't even know what to do with it. You just spending, but you're not feeling that void that you spend. You can't feel $1 million void. You go buy $1 million house, you can't feel $1 million back in if you don't know how to generate that kind of money. And then the taxes gonna eat it when you try to pay real estate taxes and stuff. But this is a question I want to ask you, Fatback.
What's up,
on your opinion, at what level do you think a person need to start if they make X amount to get to a salary range? Do they need to start looking into getting a financial advisor or like an accountant to handle your money? Like when it's too much money to handle, like I can't even do all this myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Is that a point that you get to?
He said
right
now.
Right now? Okay.
Right now. Like you right. That was okay. So I would ask you this. Yeah. At what level did LeBron James need to start getting a coach?
Day one.
You play,
before day one.
I mean, I'm saying, so why in the world would we think we're gonna make it to the league and then start getting coached?
Right.
No,
exactly.
You need help. And so it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. We were talking about having a team, surrounding yourself with people. So in my opinion, you should always have a lawyer, a doctor, a financial advisor, and an accountant. You need those 4 people on your speed dial. Why? Because those are the 4 areas that you need expert counsel and wisdom in. And we don't get it until it's too late.
We don't get it. Kill you on either one of those things.
All of them. And the thing is, we're scared because, okay, man, I need a lawyer. You ain't gonna pay $500 to talk to somebody until it's too late. Like you should have been talking to me a year ago, and I would have kept you out of this. But now my hands are tied, and now I got to do. So when it comes to a financial advisor, you need to be talking to somebody right now. Like,
y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Right now.
Yeah.
Don't people say, "Well, I'm gonna wait till I make about 70,000, then I'm gonna give one." No. You need to be talking to one right now.
No, you need to be talking to somebody right now.
And it's training to me, and it's reverse training. So you've been developing those negative habits all your life,
boy.
So as soon as you can start developing good habits, you need to start like financial advising, coaching. Like LeBron, like before he starts shooting bad, you know what I mean. We got to work. Don't develop those bad shot or lazy shot habits. That's what the coach is there for. Hey, don't develop that. Don't do that. And all with the lawyer and the doctor too. You want to see the doctor after you had a heart attack.
Boy.
You know what I mean?
If you make it to him after that.
It's counterproductive.
Yeah.
Man, I love that analogy. And so I used to run a security company. And so I was a licensed security guard. And so I went in class and they say, you know what? The best person to teach gun safety to is a person that's never picked up a gun because they don't have bad habits to unlearn. So you don't have to unlearn the bad habits. And you talk about when should we be talking about to a financial advisor or this show is geared around helping the youth avoid pain. You need to be talking about your money right now. Like right now, I'm talking to my 5-year-old. I got a 4, a 6, a 22, 24. I'm talking to all of them. The 4-year-old needs to know money right now. I don't talk to my 4-year-old, pull up, say, well, son, hey, here's the 200-day, 50-day moving average and the stock market. We don't get into that. But we talk about money right now because you are developing a relationship with money right now. You are learning bad habits right now, or you could be learning good habits right now. So, in my opinion, you need to be talking the whole time. Yeah. But what we talk about changes as you mature. It matures.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
So, right now,
trying to tell kids, man, it's people out here that's in their 70s, man. Making $30,000 a year, man. Trying to tell young kids they won't cut it. You gotta set yourself up, man, and not be in that boat, man. You know what I'm saying? You can do better. You just got to put in the work on the front end. You know what I'm saying? Trying to stress that to the youth.
I want to jump in on that myth too, man. You ain't got to make $300,000. No. My dad is a millionaire. He retired at the age of 55. He's 64 now. So he's been retired almost 10 years.
Right.
And still a millionaire. And I say, well, Pop, how'd you do it? My dad never made more than probably $115,000, something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Good money. Right. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But he ain't Warren Buffett.
Right.
But it's consistent, small steps, consistent over time.
Right.
And it goes just like that, and then all of a sudden it shoots up like that as far as your money.
Right.
So you don't have to make $700,000 a year. If you make $30,000 a year, but you save 14 of it, you doing way better than the guy that made 700 and spent 701. You better off. So I don't care what you make. It's all about your expenses.
That's what we're talking about. Like, that's what we're talking about. Like, in order to live, you can make 30,000, but you got to live on the 30,000. But you can't make 30 and try to live at 50. That's what we.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the thing people got to realize. You make 30,000, but you want the Hellcat Charger. You can't get that at 30,000.
No, bro. For what?
No. You got to get the 9200 Accord. You got to get the 9200 Accord, man. It's just what it is. Hey, cash car.
It is.
Yeah. I've been there. I made 30. That's what I was trying to tell you. I've been there. Especially with rent and stuff now.
Man, my first truck was a 19. Man, I had the first truck was a 1986 Isuzu Puck, and the seat was broke. I'm talking about I had a stick of firewood that held up my driver's seat.
Stick of firewood, I love it.
Stick of firewood propped up the driver's seat. I'm talking about it was everywhere.
I had a 77. I had that 77 Impala, man.
If you ride, I was riding.
Yeah, right. Boy, for real.
And you looked at me right now, you would think all my cars, because most of my cars, they all paid off. Most of them, I don't think I own a car less than 10 years old.
No, my car's older than 10 years old. Yeah. Yeah, I got a 98 truck. Man, I've been driving that truck since I've been married. 98 quarter ton.
Yeah,
man,
bro. I feel you. Yeah, I just retired in 2001. Just retired, man. She's still going strong. Matter of fact, I gave to somebody in Little Rock, man. She's still going strong. Going strong. Man. So anyway.
So I got some football for you, Fatback. I know me and John do this. We call this pick one. Lorenzo Neal or Mike Allstott. Which one y'all going with?
What am I doing? Am I going up against
one? Just pick one. No, just pick one.
Which one better? Which one
you like the most?
For me, Lorenzo Neal for blocking. But I got to go all around Mike Allstott. I'm going doing good hand with Allstott.
Yeah, he was pretty good, man. Let me go with Allstott too. He was on his edge, man.
I'm gonna go Lorenzo Neal. Man, his head is probably two of Mike Allstott heads. You see that helmet he had? Can you imagine, man, dude catching somebody in the, when they blitz, he catch somebody in the B gap, they not ready for him, and he come up with that head and hit
you. Ray Lewis said, man, it was like running up against a brick wall every time he had to take off the lead.
And then Ray Lewis said that, And LaDainian Tomlinson were rushed for 1,000 yards when he had him every time, at least 1,000. Over 1,000 when he had Lorenzo Neal.
The utility.
Mike Allstott was the truth, bro.
The versatility of Mike Allstott. Like your number one.
He didn't have agility. He just run people over. He didn't have agility. He just ran people over.
He had some hands.
Ladder drill.
He had hands. You can put him at running back. If your number one went down, he can carry the whole season. It was him, Ward Dunn. That was the kind of first successful running back by committee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike also was the truth. I'm taking the O'Neal. They just his hair. He was built like he played for the right team because he was built like a ram. He just had that battering ram kind of head. It's pretty crazy, man. So I think the one I was thinking about when I was walking back here to the studio, man. Who was I thinking? This was a football player I was thinking about, man. I want to say, I did LT and what's the name? No, I know who it was. It was Larry Allen. What's the other offensive guy name? He was pretty good. Tackle name. I can't remember.
Jonathan Ogden?
Yeah, that's cool. Larry Allen or Jonathan Ogden from the Cowboys. Larry Allen from the Cowboys or Jonathan Ogden
from the Ravens.
Man, from the Ravens. Yeah, both of them was really good.
Yeah,
I was watching the Pivot podcast with Crowder. You ever see when he's talking about Jonathan Ogden? He said he looked at the coordinator and he said, "What signal you got?" He said, "I don't know, man." He just got it. And he said he went in and Russell. He was talking to him the whole time. "Oh, young man, I see you got to get stronger, young man." He said he put them hands on him. He couldn't get around him, man. But Larry Allen was a beast though. They said don't make him mad. He was quiet. They said don't make him mad, man.
I mean,
did
John
Randall
see dude hitting how many times he hit 225 that one year?
Didn't he lift like 1,500 pounds or something one time, a record or something they did? The bar was like
cock strong, bro.
Yeah.
And then had the endurance. Like if you ever lift weights, I can get 225 10 times, 10 reps, 10 reps to 10 or whatever. But to sit there and do them straight, you know what I mean? 25 reps of that, you know what I mean?
He ain't even breathing hard. He's not even breathing hard. He can do that for breakfast. He can just wake up and do that and then go to eat oatmeal. Yeah. And didn't even phase him, you know?
Man. Dude was cock strong, man. Dude had that grown man strength. Like I never went against him, of course, but when I watch him do the other grown men, like both of them was rough. But what's his name for the Cowboys, man? He Larry, man. His hands, bro. I never saw somebody else.
Yeah, being an old lineman, man.
You made a good point. Those are other grown men in peak physical condition, the best of the best. He making them look like tough.
He said, "All stop."
Paid, bro.
Tough. Would you be in a fatback? Would you be an offensive lineman fatback? What do you think? Like the people don't understand the wear and tear that offensive linemen go through. Because you always hear people talk about the skill positions, but I don't think people understand like every down offensive lineman is like going through a fight with a DN. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, your mic. Yeah, what do you think? Like the wear and tear?
When it comes to, like you say, just the overall grind, but you gotta be in a different mindset, man, because if they say my name, I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Like you could go 70 if you play 75 plays today.
Yeah.
If you play 75 plays, and if I messed up on 2 of them, it was a horrible day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, man, I can't, you got to go in. You can't be perfect. You can't be perfect, but you don't want to give up the ones.
Especially in opportune times, like when the end opportune time, like when it's crunch time or something, and they say, the camera zoom in on you. Oh, I feel bad for Colorado sometimes because, you got those young offensive linemen. They ain't even got that big man body yet, and they be getting the sack. I feel feeling bad for them dudes. I'm telling my wife, you don't got the dogs. When you get them dogs in there, them big hogs on the front line, boy, you ain't gonna be able to get to the quarterback. But when they young though,
well, that's what Deion said, man. He was talking about when he was over at Jackson State. They asked him if they were ready for like Alabama. He said, "No, man, not ready. Skill position wise, they got skill talent off the charts. But the line, man, your O line, your D line, bro, it's a different game, man. Them grown men in there.
Did y'all play against a big college? UCA? Did y'all play against some big colleges?
Man, like we were supposed to play. We were supposed to play against Florida. Yeah, we played a couple, but like Tulsa and stuff like that.
But not like Florida, like
Hawaii. No, so Tebow, the year that Florida won the chip, man, we were supposed to play them. We were supposed to play them in the swamp, man, but they canceled that. Now I'd have been ready, bro. Like I wanted that, bro.
You wanted it? You wanted it?
Oh, so man.
When y'all played Hawaii, though, right? Was it like a lot of Samoans, like offensive linemen?
Well, that was the year after me. So I was gone. That was the year after me. So I didn't get to go over there, which I was kind of upset about. But it is what it is. I can't be salty. So it's but man, the O line, the D line, man, probably the toughest guy I ever played against. Man, I played against a guy he got kicked out of Georgia. So he was a beast at Georgia. He got kicked out of there, and yeah, man. But they was the truth down there, bro.
Yeah, they was all them system, man. It's all about the system.
It was. Yeah. And so this dude, man, I played against. He played at Georgia Southern, but he got kicked out of Georgia and went down to Georgia Southern. Yeah. Anyway, played against him the last game of the year, man. That's the only dude I walked on the field where he was bigger than me, stronger than me, faster than me. And the only thing I had to outsmart this dude.
Yeah, outsmart him. Yeah. Wow.
Like when this
especially when they long too, bro. Like his arms just
like he was the only person I walked in. I say, you know what? Yep, you got me size, strength, and speed. Like all of it. Hands down, I ain't got a shot. But it is what it is. We gonna work this thing out today.
So probably the last thing we talk about. Go ahead, Jay.
People talk about, offensive lines on those big schools, they got depth too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they rotate bigger and stronger than you, and they rotate them dudes out on defense and on offense. Yeah. And like Colorado, they got one good lineman at each position.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the difference, man. That's, to me, I'll be honest with you, that's the difference. Like UCA came up here and played the Stillwater Cowboys, OSU.
Oh,
and
wow.
I mean, they was giving them the business. They was up until it was probably like 6 minutes to go. It was about 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Like I was looking at my dad, like, because he was up here with me. He was like, I say, man, I think UCA about to beat these boys. But it's the depth. It's the depth. They had an old offensive lineman that broke his leg, went down. And but when you got somebody else that can rotate in right behind it, it makes a difference, man. So they just got wore out, in my opinion. The defense did, because the offense wasn't able when their good offensive lineman broke his leg.
You had time to watch NFL this year?
Yeah, man, very little.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I was saying, who you like? Who you like that you watched so far? What team you like?
I saw Jalen. Man, they did a fantastic job.
Oh man, the Eagles. Yeah, they got a really nice team, man.
I like them, man. They balanced. They got a good mindset, man. So of course, the Chiefs, man.
I like the deep ball. Now. I like the deep ball, man. Tyreek Hill, man. I thought he was crazy going to Miami, but he bet on himself. I got to give him his props, man.
Well, yeah.
What? Man.
Yeah, he took the
dude was
money.
6'2". Can you imagine if he was like 6'2", man? God, I don't know if he'll be that fast, but man, that dude got the wheels, man. It's dangerous, boy.
It did slow Randy Moss down, being 6'4".
But see, Randy Moss didn't run. He didn't run the middle of the field either. He just ran the go route though.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill run a slant route and take that thing all the way to the house, man. It's crazy, man. I ain't gonna poo-poo on Randy Moss though. Randy Moss, man, who's that dude?
Well, Peter Warrick.
Randy Moss put that arm up. With D'Angelo Hall, a cornerback, you holding Randy Moss, and he just looking at you, just throw his arm up. Now you trying to run as fast as you can, but you can't catch him. That's got to be crazy. Like you running your top speed, but Randy Moss you can't catch him though. That's got to be like debilitating. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's demoralizing.
Crazy, man. Man. But yeah, man. I think there was another team I seen I think I like too. Yeah, the Chiefs definitely. I think the O-line kind of is better. I don't know if it's the best, but it's better. But I really think they really got to find a number one receiver. I know it's by committee, but I think they starting to double Kelce though, Travis Kelce, and making them throw it to those other receivers. So. Well, man, I'm wondering, man.
I think that's getting Mahomes close to the Tom Brady comparison because there was a long time where Tom didn't have any receivers. He just had Gronk or whoever.
No, he had the system. He had the system, man. It was the system, man.
But now it's the time with Mahomes, he ain't got no receivers either, and he's still winning Super Bowls. So,
yeah. The system, though, man. Eric Reed is an offensive genius just as well as Bill Belichick. I don't know what's up with Bill Belichick now, but I think Bill Belichick, people don't realize you only got so much time to have a pool of talent, and you can't replace that. Like, you ain't going to get another Ty Law. You're not going to get another Teddy Bruschi or Willie McGinnis. Like, I don't think people realize. I tell my wife how big Willie McGinnis is. I'm 6'5". I told her, imagine me 3 inches tall to 6'8", 300 pounds, and I don't look like it. I just like a solid dude. That's how big Willie McGinnis is. I think somebody said, man, they saw him mop somebody one time at a nightclub. They saw him whoop somebody. They said, dude, he moved dude around like a rag dog, man. There wasn't nothing he could do about it, man.
Nah, bro.
Willie McGinnis put some paws on him, man. Like you ain't gonna find nobody else like that. I mean, you're not gonna find those kind of guys. You know what I'm saying? It's just not gonna happen. But he took advantage of it when he had it. But like Mac Jones is not gonna be Tom Brady. It's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? In the Patriot way, I mean, that was good for that time, but I don't think that's gonna work now in this era, though. Players ain't going.
Yeah, man, it's tough. I was gonna say, now I'm a Patriots fan.
I am too. I love the Patriot way.
I've been riding with him for a minute, man. I like styles of play. Like I like just pure dominance, man. So when you say the system, and I like the mentality of the Steelers. I don't root for them, but I like mentality. But just like the Ravens, like dominance, just hard nose. That's my stuff.
I know, but they've been beating me up on social media. Who you like better, LT or Ray Lewis? I'm gonna put you on the spot. Who you like better?
It depends on what you want, man. Because Ray Lewis brought everything, man.
I'm trying to tell people they was eating me up on YouTube. They was eating me up. LT, man, you gotta go L. Like, man, I don't think y'all been watching Ray Lewis, man. Ray Lewis did. Man,
Ray Lewis hit that dance, man, and that man brought he brought the attitude, bro. He
made the coaches go up. He made the coach go up experience points. He made the coach go up 2 or 3 ticks experience points.
I mean, you're talking about leadership, accountability. Other players respected him. They said LT one time he forgot they was having a game until he drove by the stadium. He came in the second quarter, you know what I mean, and got like 3 sacks. That's talent. That's real talent to be on the NFL level, you know what I mean? And just come in the game and play like that. But when you talk about leadership, performing, leading by example, motivating, you got to take them as the whole package. You know,
man, they asked him on Earn Your Leisure. They interviewed him. He said when that year they won their first championship in 2000, I think, 2001. He said they only allowed in the playoffs maybe like 1 touchdown, if that, something like that. They was only allowing 100 yards rushing or something. When it was like an average of 200 yards. They was only allowing like 100 yards rushing in the playoffs. Like, man, people don't realize how crazy that is. They defense scored more than their offense did, like with Ed Reed and stuff, man. So.
But they had a better defense at all. I don't think the Giants had a good defense like that as a whole.
No,
he was like a star on their defense, but Ray Lewis was like the best player on the best defense. Kind of like barring Ed Reed. I would probably say Ed Reed was better. I mean, but still.
Nah, I don't know about them. Ed Reed was good though. It's like 1A, 1B with them though. It's almost like 1A, 1B. Almost.
You can just do so much more from safety position.
Yeah.
Ed Reed knew all the coverage. He's caught the picks. A real cerebral guy. Hit hard. You just can't.
And see, kids don't understand. That's the stuff like studying film, like even in life, like just studying stuff in life, just sitting still, studying film. You can't do that.
Like I said, realization. Like I knew a lot of stuff about the Bible I didn't understand. Like you watching film, it's just like you watching a game. Like Ed Reed would look at the film and say, "Oh, I should do this when they do that." You know what I mean? Knowing what you're actually watching, and not just be a parrot.
I mean, I did that. I mean, in an analogy where I did that when I was younger, right? Just when you're talking to girls, you watch the game film. Like I knew what my opponent was, and I knew like, okay, I can't run cover 2. I gotta run cover 3. So I gotta get the flats. I gotta do some inside routes. Well, I really want to go for the deep ball, but I can't in this cover 3. So I gotta be careful. Then some girls run the cover 2. I'm going deep. I'm gonna blow the top off the safety, man. Ain't nothing to do about it. But yeah, man, you gotta be able to use strategy, man. But yeah, man.
That's real.
But yeah, guys, anything y'all want to talk about before we get up out of here and close it out, man?
Yeah, man, I was what's the goal and motivation of the content you're putting out? Tell us about it.
Yeah, Fatback. Yeah, for sure. Forgot about that. Yes, sir.
Man,
I've been really enjoying it.
Man, to be honest with you, so the biggest thing for me is, remember I said in the bank, you got the front of the house, the back of the house. I prefer to be in the back, man. I prefer to be in the background. Nobody see you, nobody know your name. But we
was like that too.
Yeah, and in this season, man, I felt the Lord saying, you need to get out, you need to get out front. And so right now, when I met with like a marketing team, they basically said, man, you got to get out there, let people know who you are, so that when you start talking to them about this finance stuff, they like, who is this? Originally what I was going to do, it's kind of morphed and changed, but originally, man, the content was to people get to know me, like who is Jeremy, like who is it?
Right.
And so so pretty much I've been like Uncle Jeremy my whole life since I was like 12, man. Everybody called me Uncle Jeremy, basically. If you didn't call me Fatback, you used to call me Uncle J. So
exactly.
So that's kind of who I am, man. So who I am is I would say everybody want the rich uncle, the one who you sit down and you talk to. So I feel like who I am and what I'm trying to do, man, is to say, hey, like we were talking earlier, man, I don't have nobody in my life that will tell me the truth or tell me this or tell me that. And I'm like, well, hey, I'm your uncle, bro. I'll talk to you like I'm at the family reunion. Pull up a chair, let's talk. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's what the heart of it all is, man. Just get people to talking, first of all, because communication, there's life. And then second of all, let's start talking truth, man. And
real deal.
Bringing iron sharpens iron, bringing each other to the fullness of the maturity that God's called us to, man. That's kind of that's who I am and what I'm looking to do.
Iron sharpens iron. I love it, man.
Holding each other accountable and like that. And it's hard to do when you following God's word, when you've always been a background person. That takes bravery in itself. God's got you, but this is not what I'm comfortable with. But you saying this your next step, and we really commend you for taking that step. Brave.
For sure.
Some people I just want to say where I'm comfortable. You're providing for me. I can be the rich uncle from the background. I can be Uncle Scrooge. Scrooge McDuck. But I think as a community, we need to see black males doing positive things and actually putting themselves out there. Hey, I'm a family man. I have multiple children. I have a good wife, an educated wife in finance too. I have a strong black woman as my wife. You know what I mean? Shout out to Carla. I remember y'all waiting today. I had front row seats. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Taking that step and being in the front, even when it's not your comfort level, it takes a lot. And we'll sure be supporting you from our side.
Oh, for sure. Anytime you want to come on here, for sure, man.
If there's ever anything we can do, we're here for you. We can't just talking and then not being here for each other. I think that's the craziest thing. So, man, we're really proud of you for the stuff you do off camera, let alone the stuff you're doing on, because you're a solid guy. You build up as a solid man in your personal life first.
For sure.
Right? So we just really proud.
Yeah, what's your handles? What's your handles so they can know? And when I make a clip out of this, I'll put it on the screen too.
I text them to you, man, but they all pretty much Uncle Jeremy Ford, man.
Cool.
Uncle Jeremy Ford.
Yeah, clip out of this. Make
Uncle
sure they
Jeremy
get that.
Ford is all of it, man. So no, I appreciate it, brother. It's I don't know, man. It's what you just saying, John. I appreciate it, brother, from the bottom of my heart. And Big Mike, when you reached out, I was like, yeah, man, I'd love to get on there. Because talking is not, I'm not afraid to talk, but being on camera and all that stuff, I'm normally not an out front person. But it's it reminds me of scripture over in Luke 22 when they're at the Last Supper and Jesus tells Peter, hey, man, you're about to get sifted like wheat. Yeah. And that sift means an inward agitation. So an agitator in a washing machine means, hey, Satan about to shake everything that you know on the inside of you.
Right.
But Jesus said, hey, but I pray for you that your faith fail not. And when you're strengthened, go strengthen your brothers. And so I think that's where we at. A lot of people get ourselves dealt with in our faith.
Right.
But we don't go around and then begin to strengthen the brothers.
And I think people need to see that three dudes can believe in God and you could be saved and then not be whacked. I think that's the thing. You know, you got to change that perception. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
Oh, man, how you just say, what happened, man? You got scared straight or something crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And, you know, all of us are raising our children, you know what I mean? A very, very active part in our kids' lives, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Doing things the right way. You know, y'all didn't have a quote-unquote a biblical way. Y'all all get married before y'all had your kids and things like that, doing things in order and showing what it does look like to kind of, you know, go forward with this.
But I got to tell them that it didn't happen overnight. I had to go through a process. That's why I share it here and now and then. When I share it on here, I had to go through a process because, boy, tell you, man, bro. Young Mike in his 20s, oh, my goodness, man. But I had to get that out my system first. I tell my wife that all the time. Boy, if you'd have met me, that's like being Cain the Conqueror. That's like being Cain the Conqueror, man. On Ant-Man.
That's funny.
So you met Multiverse Mike. That probably wasn't a good time on the timeline. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, get ready to close out this thing. Just make sure anybody want to get anything out before we get up out this thing. You know, make sure to tune in next week. We try to do it on Thursday. We try to do it a little bit more in the week, another day in the week, but we trying to get our schedules worked out because we are working people, guys. We're not celebrities, okay? So right now, once a week, that's what we tell them, once a week. We try to squeeze two. I might try to do a sports tomorrow, talk about, you know, the Colorado game tomorrow if I got time. You know what I'm saying? I might try to do that tomorrow, but definitely we try to.
You're always welcome.
Yeah, for sure. Always
appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate y'all.
But yeah, guys,
love y'all, brothers.
Yes, sir. Love all y'all. We're finna get ready to sign out. So we got one more we working on. Try to get them on here, man. We could be the team up, man. It'd be like the old UCA days, man.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. But yeah, guys, we're finna get ready to sign out. Like, share, subscribe. Help us grow and reach 1K. And anybody want to say something else before we sign out? All right, guys, we signing out.